I think I've gotten to the point where, from the information we found so far, I don't think there's any more progress I can make without playing the game anymore. So this is perfect. But let's go ahead and switch over to the main scene. I'll show y'all some of the things I found and kind of walk you through my discovery process. Shwa! Okay, y'all. So, to start off, the glyphs. Now, whenever we had the glyphs, some of them were full, some of them were marked out, scratched out. And the full ones, we had like a full sentence, like what they meant. And so I grabbed all of those. And as I was grabbing those brands, there was another thing I noticed. If I zoom in here so it's easier for y'all to see. I noticed we have these little bits, these little squares. And since there's 8 of them, my initial decision is bits. And I noticed that the number of squares is lining up with the number of characters in their phrases. So from there, I worked on trying to find the pattern. And basically, what really helped was that we have the opening only and the ending remains, both of those phrases being consistent across all 4. It gave me a really good, like, boundary to be able to, like, test different ways of reading the glyphs. Although I had a couple missteps. For a while, my theory is that you start at the bottom left corner for the left side and the top right for the right side. And, like, as you go by character, you know, they would kind of snake and do a sort of, let me get a fucking, do like a sort of like a woo kind of thing until they met in the middle, you know? It seemed a little, it made sense for a little bit, and then I ended up running into an issue, and it's like, crab cakes. Where is it? Leia! Wrong, Leia! And what I found is that we just straight up start from the top right, and we go column by column. And that will spell out our phrases left to right. Now, we have the way to read it. And since we have the way to read it, I also went ahead and got a way to frickin'... I swear I had organized all this, and then it just, apparently I didn't. So, with all of those, we can break down each of the squares. Now, all of them have this top left square lit. So, my current reading of that is that the top row are like flags. And then for the character binaries, they ended up working like this, where you have your first bit, second bit, third bit, fourth bit, fifth bit. Now, because we don't have lowercase characters, they're just all caps. All letters in the English alphabet fit in 5 bits of data. And if we continue with the thought line, the top row are flags. I'm theorizing that one of them may indicate, like, if another one lights up, I'm wondering if it might indicate, like, numbers. And then if we're thinking of just, like, something else that could be unique, special characters, sort of like indicating, like, a class of square. you know, if that makes sense. Way more powerful than yeah, like I was just at first thinking like, all right, we'll just get all the brands and put them together. And then I was like, wait a minute. These squares have lit up squares. Now, that gets us the glyph alphabet. The orange ones are ones that I inferred because after I did like 2 brands, I'm like, the pattern's consistent with how binary works. I'm just going to fill those in myself. So I've translated the glyph characters, at least the alphabetical ones. We have not run into anything that uses something outside of those squares, but we shall see. The game certainly has depth, and we will find out if it will go even further. But that only works for all of the brands that we are aware of. Which leaves us in a bit of a pickle for one of our broken ones right here. But as you might notice, we have 2 pictures of this brand. As I was scrubbing through the VODs, because we've done 2 runs through the tower, and each time I was looking at the brands. Just one part out of habit, another part because I hadn't noted like which one was where. But when I went through the video, it was different each time I looked at it, which is very convenient because now I can combine it. And now that we have the whole brand, we can translate it. Only feeble remains. This is our first only 3-word brand, actually, which is interesting. We still have the only and remains enclosure phrases. Very ominous, very ominous. I'm currently going, like, one of my theories right now is that the damaged brands belong to the Void Lords that lost the war. Which makes sense because the SMAM on the second section, she is the remnants of Ace, and hers is a damaged brand. Speaking of damaged brands, we also have the binary brand. I tried to theory craft maybe a translation. I feel like I could do it by virtue of, like, we know how many characters there are. We have a vague understanding of some of the letters, and we can kind of see what characters might make sense to make a phrase. But it's just like, I didn't find that too interesting or compelling, so I haven't gotten further. I didn't spend the time on that. Unfortunately, that also leaves us with SMAM's brand. Also one of the 2 that we have not been able to solve and go down. The next time we get to the one that has the broken halves, we're gonna check that brand and see what that is. There's also the brand way down at the bottom where it's like, oh, the brand is already set, but I don't remember what floor it is. I think I know which floor it is. I'm hoping I'm correct. If not, we'll just continue. We'll just press on, and I'll have to think some more on it. Speaking of the SMAM, so one of the rock in the section 2 mentioned the tail connecting the brand. So I took a screenshot. I took a screenshot of every single floor first off, and I'll explain why later, other than just compiling the information. But I specifically grabbed every single floor that has her tail on it, and we can kind of assemble a puzzle with it. The problem is that this is as good as I can get it as far as pieces that connect. Now, one of the assumptions I'm running with, which I feel like is accurate, is that we don't need to rotate or flip any of these things. And I mean, we're able to get so much connected that feels right. I'm also thinking these two parts where the tail noticeably has like going into darkness means the tail is going like off screen down. Maybe? I don't know. I could be wrong, and I do need to rotate them, and I should be combining them. But this is what I'm going to guess, kind of infer. I feel pretty confident on the left side. It's just I don't really know what's going on here, because it looks like the tail comes up, loops down, up, and then down, and it just feels kind of weird. But I don't know. I don't know how else to adjust these without doing any rotation. I feel like we'll give it a shot, and then maybe I'll see if I can rotate any. I don't know. I don't know. How's the puzzle been going? You know, I am nerding out from all the stuff that's been put together and solved so far. But that is kind of all the bits on those. So for the other parts, we need to go to not the game. They want our information, chat. We can't let them have it. We need to go to the Google Doc. So, as I mentioned, that's right, I had to do a fucking window capture. Or desktop capture. This Chrome bloody stupid. What have I seen? Well, that first bit I was talking about, I've translated all the glyphs. We've got the brands. There's one of the brands that had two halves. We've combined those. We've got an attempt at assembling for use on section 2. I have an idea of where I need to go, or what floor the, what is it? Section 8, I think, the one where we don't have the brand, but it says that the brand is already pre-made. So that one, I think I know. I think I figured out which floor it is, and we'll test that. So as you can see, I got all the floors. I started making notes of various things we found on specific floors, either special floors or things that changed. Now, one of the things I was able to finally confirm that I was just kind of feeling the vibe of is that we are missing floors. Every time I've gone to a brand, we've skipped floors. Whenever we go to a special area, we've skipped floors. So one of our big things, at least today for our first run through, we might do two depending on how things go, is I want to go and fill out our missing floors. And that's gonna be very important for a couple of hints / other puzzles I found, which are these nonogram puzzles. Now we found I think this one first, and it's not clear if the indicated areas are platforms. I feel like they are, and we need to be falling down the specific square that the highlighted ones show up. Now for these, I've never worked with nonograms before. I actually only realized the kind of puzzle, like what it was, because a friend of mine plays a game that's like a lot of these types of puzzles, and she helped me out a lot in like double checking the work on the couple I could do. And that person is Bean. Bean is a wonderful rabbit and a cool person. And if you like someone who yaps and plays a lot of puzzle games, either like these nonogram little puzzles, she also does some like pipe game kind of shenanigans. It's a great fun time over there if you like some of the more like slidey puzzle kind of things. So we have 3 of these nonograms, which I've solved. Now the problem is I could not spot any room. It's also unclear if I need to find a room where I can make this setup and then jump down. I don't feel like that's right. I feel like it is a specific room that has that shape. So I'm trying to keep an eye out for those 3 things. Now I mentioned our brands. So there's the snake one. So section 2 is the one that we're going to test our solution. Lord Sith. So this is the one that I think it's this room, because it kind of lines up. And so our plan is I'm gonna break all the glass squares. And then I'm going to pick up like what the staircase would be, and we will see if it opens. Yeah. Actually, I think what I'll do is I'll pick up a glass tile, break everything else, see if it twitches with the stair tile open or placed. If it doesn't, like from this square, I can go like place the glass square, step on it, move down, pick up the staircase, see if it changes. If it doesn't, then like I'll just continue on. I can finagle it. What's the lowest floor I've gotten to? Well, we've gotten all the way down into the weird nothingness past the bottom of the Void Lord's domains. And we found this entity, which is one thing I was going to mention. I'm wondering if this is Void like themselves. We saw there was this glitchy thing that would start coming up to us. I'm kind of on the fence. I kind of want to see what happens if we let it catch us, but I also want to see if anything's different if we get down to this a second time. So I don't know. We'll see what I feel if I get down there and don't accidentally warp out again. Noticeably, our second round through, one of the floors had this glowing light that gave us a riddle. I'm not sure what or where we use it, or if it's just lore. So I'm kind of sitting on that for now. I also looked at like it's our brand, and like the letters are all just they're just gibberish. I kind of wonder if there's like an Easter egg if you make your brand anything specific, if it spells something out. It'd be kind of funny. Void Lords. I'm trying to map the Void Lords to their domains and who is what. We do have the Lord of the Fourth Domain It says their name is struck. There's also, excuse me. There's also a name that we've got that might be this person, now that I think about it. Whenever we found this, it had a phrase, Mon was here. And so they might be the one who broke out, perhaps. Now, I have been able to confirm, like double checking, that this is like the floor that the entity that takes our locusts, and then these are the number of locusts we need, locust idols we need. We've gotten the first one and used it. We have not gotten the second one. However, I believe I found the floor that it applies to. So we can check that one out because we have all the floors. We have pretty much all the floors on the first one. Hopefully it doesn't put us past, like we're missing a couple floors, I think, but as long as we don't take the brand, I think we're okay. We'll see. I would rather get that hint. Let's see what else. Oh, right. Other things that I was thinking of. So in the question mark flashback scenes with Prince Joan, I'm wondering if the prince is a Void Lord, specifically Lord Lev. Now, this came to my mind because we saw them twice use lightning to strike things. And the move limiting statues are in their domain, and they strike you with lightning if you violate them. Yes, please don't confirm anything right now. I'm giving all my random mass speculation and theories and thoughts. I haven't been blocked, and I am enjoying solving the puzzles as best I can find them. Where was my train of thought? So, if Lev is a Void Lord and they have a plan, but they also, like, they know Lady Grey, they know us. I'm wondering, because we've gotten a couple lore tidbits that mention them fighting against their sister. I'm wondering if we are that sister, that Void Lord. Although it calls into question why our brand is at the very bottom, presumably where the void would be. So it's a thin theory right now. Another thing that I realized, or I kind of noticed, was that, like, we got an achievement on starting the game that we have our pendant. Why is there a Noida spell? That's one of the gimmicks in the sections. It summons a lifelink shadow. Let's get it. No, actually, I think this is the end of everything. I feel like this is the end of everything. The one that casts like 25 spells in a row, and if you happen to survive them all, you get a reward. Yeah, it's been a minute since I fired up Noida, but yeah, you remember the glyph for that spell. One of those that is quite memorable. Also, hi, Iced. Yes, I'm almost done. I'm almost done with all my nerding out on stuff. What else? Oh, when I was grabbing all of these statues and I'm trying to associate them with characters. Smam has a statue that I don't think is in any of the other floors we've seen. But it also doesn't say anything like the dark idols that reset us. I'm also wondering, I'm also feeling pretty confident that the thing that's taking our locust to give us hints is Void Lord Ad. I think they're just kind of fucking around. I say that because one, we've had multiple things talk about how much they love the dried locust, and two, they have like the number 3 on their face, so it's like section 3 Lord Ad, look, like it adds up. Like your funny words, Batman. Thank you. Thank you for indulging me in my yapping. Yep, I think that's everything. I do need to write down on my paper notes. So 37, and then what floor is that? Just so I don't forget. 221. Okay, so those are 2 that we really want to hit. And then the broken brand. Which is going to be on between 179 and 137. Also, section 6 is one that we're missing so many floors because we go 143 to 159. So there's something we need to figure out about this one. Uh, 137. Oh, it's her brand. Right, the one that I can't even do. Fuck.